rezoning of property on Highway 48 from C2 commercial to R2 residential. No one signed up to speak. So
Yeah, just to make sure.
That's me, Shannon Smiley. Liberty Zoning.
Mhm.
I can state his name for the record.
Yeah.
It's here for that.
You'd like a burrito?
I'd like to have it completed tonight.
Probably a little process for, and we'd like to turn it into an R2, so we can build a single family residential home. And not use 48 as the main entrance. Off Forward Street. So we're hoping that we can help unify the community with that project. And
Thank you. Question of you?
what was that out?
Not, we'll close out the public hearing and call to order the meeting. So I'll stand. Said what?
Wait, notice for the purchase policy. Yeah, we
Oh,
got to.
okay, not my bad. Bad, sorry.
Got everything squeezed on there.
All right.
So.
Public hearing on the ordinance, a new ordinance concerning the purchasing policy. No more.
Yeah. There's a little, it's just. It's probably the very back.
Thank you.
Got it for the meeting council.
A couple of changes I think asked to be made, and they were. Any public comments?
Was it?
I will close. There's a public hearing concerning those two items. And we will call to order our council meeting. All stand and say I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we move on, I wish to strike number 5 on the new business and defer it to the executive session that we will have after close this meeting. No one signed up for public comments. Under our action items is the consideration of our wastewater minutes of January 27th, which was held February 3rd due to inclement weather.
Motion to approve the sewer board meeting minutes from January 2026.
Motion been made, Matthias, seconded by Ricky. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Sign mine, let's see. Item is consideration as a regular council minutes of January 27th, 2026. It was held on February 3rd, 2026, due to bad.
Number five, about the $64,000 awarded grant money to get radio cases. That wasn't to get radio cases, that's to get a air compressor cascade system.
Motion to approve with the change number five.
This makes a motion to approve the changing of the word there, number 5. Need a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah, yeah, you're supposed to. The adjustment on the original. Body signs you.
Okay, next item is consideration of the special call minutes on February 18th, 2026. Motion, Taylor seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on to the agenda items, the first item under that is property code violations.
Mr. Mayor, council, as to, 105 People Road, that matters in court on March 24th, that's the nice fans. So no update on that.
I know they're pretty sure there is somebody living in the camper. There, no storm, I was out and about working, there was lights on in the camper, 10 o'clock at night.
We're gonna have to we'll deal with that.
I've got probably 2 hours worth of trash to pick up across the road. I just looked at it. It's terrible.
It's got worse.
Love the problem. I got 2 hours worth of fill up trash.
Little Ricky may have been living in that camper.
Yeah, I don't think it was. Let me come up right here and help you pick the trash up.
I'm really freaking out, but. Get this up, I can have it. Well, I got a job tomorrow.
The,
We got pictures and all of that, I'm assuming that'll be something that we.
Yeah.
Okay, with-
Yeah, more pictures.
Yeah, I'll do it all.
Those, the two RVs that are there, what's the, as far as them being registered since they are motor vehicles?
Yeah, dogs can't be moving though, so they can't.
Right. I know we've had other people in court over vehicles not registered, not running on their property in Charlotte also.
If they're not operable, so there you go. So that would be removed. That's something we'll end up, that'll be a part, it's a continuing of that, about the work. Then, there's 134 High School Street, Miller, you brought that up, and I had sent a letter, had communication with Miss Niblet. She indicated, sent pictures, was not really living in that tent. There's a picture of a mower, she said that the tent would be removed by the end of the month. And as to the Etheridge property, the 3177 Baylor Highway. That remains in probate court. They just opened the estate. As I understand, it's just in December, so there's a 4-month creditor period. And then I'm assuming the property will proceed with that. Gary Singleton issue, I would ask Mr. Pilkington if you could, any progress there?
Yeah, he's actually ready to pull permits to build the 2 duplexes. Actually, I'm probably gonna bring in those fees this week. So he'll be on site probably the next 2 weeks to actually build those 2 projects.
Okay. And then I know Mr. Story had property that the person was living, maybe the tenant is deceased.
Yeah.
It's matter of getting that, this property.
Yeah, well, somebody might move that over.
Yeah, which is really getting that cleaned up, so. But those are the ones that we can discuss. Any questions, comments, additions? All I have.
Thank you. Moving on now to the new business, item number 1 is proposed resolution for consideration by the council. For the zoning of Mr. Smiley's property. Passed the first reading, and so tonight we bring it up to vote second reading.
Warning, yeah, it should be. There's a whole package as the ordinance.
Yeah, that's the.
You should be. Have the other right there.
Yeah.
Right here. No, this, there's just so much.
That's the birth. What size house you can do on it?
1440.
Over it, using the paperwork.
That's the only code that is the newest there. They've got it changed to R2 on there, and then the thing that Jacob sent. And it as well, that's all that we had planning.
Mr. Lloyd, there's nothing. The request, his amended request to move it from R1 to R2.
Yeah, the paperwork we had was.
It's, I've got it. I can turn mine out and circulate it if you want.
No.
That's it. This should be the one, next to the last page. On the package.
But it also seems to end.
Oh, it gets on very, that's it.
Thank you.
Remember, this doesn't need to be an ordinance. Okay. Even with it just being a resolution, it would be. Changed.
And not leave any enough property to build anything else later if you build some of the property. There-
Well, that's a planning scenario. Is my understanding is just going to build a single thing with what you represented. But you're denying,
Plans and
Yeah, it's too small for commercial.
I walked on that road. Are we gonna? We haven't talked about that road before. Are we gonna need to do something with that road?
It's possible. I mean, I think that would be something that we certainly need to consider with the, upcoming budget.
Well, and it's been a year thing.
It's a road, a street that needs to be addressed. We got several, honestly, streets that need a little widening, but I think that would just cause the people to drive faster. So I think it's something we need maybe to consider. Oh, motion was all.
I'll say.
Felix made a motion. Rezone that piece of property from C2 to R2. Melinda has seconded. Is this one where we need to do a roll call?
yes, you
For the
can.
voting?
You can.
Okay. Leah,
yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Ricky,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Ayla,
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes, second reading passes. Okay, the next item up is for the urban growth development plan consideration. You should have an updated map that would include the properties that we were asked to include. I know that it's kind of hard to read, but this property does take in on the north side from Old 48 all the way down to Staten Road, over to Harris Hollow Road, and back up to Promised Land. And it also includes the Creekwood High School property.
Mr. Mayor, I've got it. I had made a board, but our board was ever changing, so I got tired of making boards. But, so, long story short, we came down. There's a line across here. We basically added this entire section all the way up. Got two roads that border the section we've added, and we added Bradbury. That's what reflects for us. So it'll give you a little bit better of a visual there. But
So everything east of old 48.
I think that.
Yes, yes,
And that's state road, I believe.
yes.
Yes.
We've got to go through, we've got to,
So the process, you all are, assuming you approve this tonight, it will go before the committee. And the committee is made up of a school board member, generally the mayors, you all tonight as well, by voice vote. You need to approve mayor, that's who's everyone is designated, to proceed to be your representative at this committee. Because you are part of the committee. This council is a part of the committee, which the town of Charlotte is. So, but once it goes before the committee will consider everyone's map. And that's where if there's a conflict, the committee can take it up by a motion as to whether or not to include whatever portion you want to include or take away a portion. Right now, as I understand it, town of White Bluff, has Creekwood in there. UGB. It's proposed to have, there will have to be some determination by the committee. So, yeah, tonight, you're asked to approve by resolution this proposed map that's being submitted. And then this by voice vote assumes the mayor, who the council, that part of that committee.
Make a motion.
Second.
you can make some motion to approve it. Be a seconds. Do a roll call to Will, Leah,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Vicky.
Yes.
Melinda.
Yes.
Caleb. Yes. Stevie.
Yes.
Motion passed.
And then if you will, by a separate voice vote, they just ask that you designate your representative for the committee for Charlotte, for the town of Charlotte. And again, it will, White Bluff is Mayor Burl, for Burns, I think, Road. All mayors. Do that by motion.
I'll make a motion that the mayor negotiate and speak on our behalf.
Second.
Made. Second. All those in favor? Opposed? And we have. According to Mr. Neals, we have a pretty good leg up of taking access on Creekwood property because we provide them already with a utility. As well as fire service as well. Okay. Next item is the ordinance for the purchase policy final approval for consideration tonight. I think as I mentioned earlier, the two changes that were requested to be made are made.
Mr. Mayor, if I may?
Yeah.
The last page, signature page, they discuss section 4, where the ordinance shall become effective upon the state of Tennessee and the city's approval of the amendment of the city of Charlotte charter to ensure.
Make a motion.
Reese makes the motion to approve. Second. Here's seconds. All those in favor? Opposed? All right, that concludes. Oh, okay, and then all right, sorry, I'll tell you what. Item number 4, Charlotte, permit fee schedules, that had been presented by the board, for consideration.
It's just a fee schedule for permit fees, but it says board and permit. On the agenda item, it says board and permit, but all we've been looking at since we started have been the permit fees. So I want to make sure that that's all we're voting on, not because it's whole another schedule.
Mr. Ray, if I may, and I think we can probably address this further. This appendix L is all. You want to keep those the same, they're already in existence. So there's really not a real action that you take as to the existing fees.
Assuming we want to leave these.
Appendix L. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the work session talked about other places and whether or not we wanted to do this or if we wanted to create our own fee schedule for the permit fees. But the item on the agenda says board and permit. My understanding the board would be all of that list of fees that we had going towards the planning and zoning and the gateway. So I want to make sure we only voting permit fees and not the other schedules, so we don't have the other schedule.
Correct. And again, if you don't want to change it, you wouldn't have.
Okay.
Mr. Cogan, misstated that.
Yeah, it got a little muddy from going to the 24 code, talking about different fees for planning commission applications, rezone applications and so forth and so on. And then appendix L, so yeah, it's a agenda, is only about this appendix L. If you wish to change it, you don't want to do anything, then you just keep rolling forward. Appendix L stays the same. And then you, as a council, you will start seeing some other fee schedules that are coming in, that you can pass those by standalone resolution by itself. So doesn't that, it will be something separate. There'll be a list there that planning commission still kind of working on.
We really haven't been shown any alternate solutions besides just looking at other towns. The only benefit I shouldn't say the benefit of having just a flat rate is it's easy to explain. So and that's really the difference to me. And I appreciate you walking us through this at our last meeting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to discuss changing it to a flat fee. Right plus $1.50 and 2. I did some analysis on the fee schedule like you did for the 1,200. I did a 2,000. I did a couple things. And $1.50, sometimes you're way higher than what you are in your appendix L. Sometimes you're lower depending on the size of the unit. I was a little confused on the commercial side of it because I didn't know which bucket to pick up. But White Bluff has $2, I believe you said now. I'd like to see a flat fee. That's just my opinion. My recommendation would be $1.25 and $2. $2 commercial. $2 commercial, $1.25 for residential. And if
What you could do, just for the sake of time, is, since it's on the agenda to kind of discuss the consideration, you can defer that or defer it back to planning commission, because they're really, really close on bringing all those other fees in. And then you can bring in the new fee with getting rid of the pig itself, because we need to modify the building code section to take the pig itself out. You can bring it all in a little bit more neater package of that permit fee. And all the other border fees that they've been considering. That may be a better way to do it. The only case of that, so full disclosure, is you got a couple of projects that fix to come in here. They'll have to use this appendix L until you get that established, which could be next March meeting for council, so.
I don't think it's gonna require 2 readings,
I think the resolution could be one.
yeah, resolution. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, one more question that I didn't think of last time, until I started looking at White Bluffs. What about remodels? How do we currently handle remodels?
Instead of using that chart to get the square foot price, they come in and say, I'm gonna spend $60,000 for, then you go to that per thousand in pay Excel, you break it down that. But we don't challenge that, you know, for the most part. They can just say, hey, they may say 50 and spend 70, we're not gonna split hairs on that, we just gotta take what it is, as long as it's fair market. The state really, from the state comptroller position, it has to be some kind of fair market. They can't say, hey, I'm gonna do an addition on my house, I'm gonna spend $10,000. Well, everybody knows that's not. So, you know,
So is there a difference between, when I think of remodel, okay, so if you keep the same square footage and just change what's going on inside versus actually adding on to your house or adding square footage into the house, is there a difference currently with that? Or no?
There would be, because a new square foot price for a new construction, that formula would be more. Because it's new, everything's new, you know, your footing, your block, you know, your framework, your electrical, all the things are new. Remodel, sometimes you get in there and they're just replacing floor joists, maybe a case opening for a kitchen. It's not very extensive and they can save, it's 50 grand, it's gonna be way cheaper. You wouldn't want to apply that same amount, it'd be a little bit costly. So.
And the only reason I ask is because that's, if we go to a flat fee, now I'm just, again, I'm just looking at what White Bluffs does, they have for remodels, and again, I don't know what they classify as a remodel. But they have $1 per square foot for commercial and 75 for residential, so I would assume we would need, if the council decided to go to a per square foot cost, we would need to also.
That's correct, yeah, come with some kind of fair amount value for a remodel. And then the remodel is kind of based, the building code breaks down what the remodel is, so you don't have to kind of reinvent the wheel. You know, you're doing carpet, paint, cabinets, that doesn't count. You know, you're doing case opening, we're doing something structural, that's when it kind of gets in there to make it permanent, have that looked at. So all that's already established in the code of defining what a remodel is. And we can share that too when they bring that back.
So I make a motion that the council refers this back to planning and zoning and get a complete pack, including the board fees, as well as clarify the remodel costs.
Correct.
I'll say.
Second. 8 seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor of deferring, back to the board, say aye. Opposed? Okay, now. Then we move reports. Yeah, we the committee reports. City attorney.
Mr. Mayor, I really don't have anything else to add.
Okay. Anything finance?
Schedule work session.
Yeah. This, and you wanna wait till after audit.
It's all but up.
Yeah.
We heard back from them since last meeting.
Nope. Nope, we have not. Anything else on the wastewater board? Okay, streets, bridges? Any pothole repairs? Being done?
Haven't had any pothole repairs, the drop off down here next to Laredo's.
Yeah,
I was gonna mention that to Dan and see. Whenever if they do the speed bumps or if they're doing the paving, if that is something they would be willing to work on. I believe we could get concrete to hold there, but
yes, so somebody dropped a couple of pieces of concrete curb in there. To keep the next person from getting stuck.
yeah,
Basically. We had two to get stuck there. So, okay,
How much
Yeah.
of it is 47? Is that what it is? Oh, 47 that goes from 49 to 47? How much of that is in the city?
I think the cities just have always taken care down to the bridge.
Okay. There's some holes on there, but I
Yeah.
don't exactly know where the line is. Just to be honest.
I understood it, that the city took care of the bridge or from 49 to the bridge. But yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Right in there.
I don't know if there's a going to streets and bridges under signs, but I did pass around some quotes on some speed bumps for Columbia before the meeting started.
Yeah, those are on request from, for Old Columbia Road. To try to slow down some traffic. It's cutting through to miss the three-way stop at 47 and 48. And a petition was passed around and about 3/4 of the people at least signed that petition to have those speed bumps installed. We can add those to the meeting for March. I'll put that on the agenda for approval to go ahead and install those. If that's what council wants to do. Public safety,
I'll have the specs on the electricity be ran to the compressor system. I'm assuming that put those out for bid. So let's suspect to have the wiring done.
Yeah.
I'll have that and put it out for bid next week.
yeah, as soon as we can get them, we can put it up. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, parks and recreation. Don't really have anything on that, beautification. We need to get on our painting of the fountain, don't we? Find somebody that put a coat of paint on it to do something. Something. Planning and zoning, you have anything to report other than, okay? Construction. Guess the only construction that we've got going on is Todd Street project. I'm not sure if he's finished. I know that, did they repair the leak?
They did.
Okay, they did get into the sewer line and so they came back and repaired that. Ambulance service. And nothing from them, so I guess everything's okay in the building. Remind everyone, next month, March the 5th, at 6 o'clock is the planning and zoning meeting. And do we need a motion to move the wastewater and council meeting to March 31st?
I'll make a motion to move it.
Ricky seconds. All those in favor, say aye. Opposed? Okay. David? Okay, we will be having an executive meeting in just a few minutes. So, I mean, I have to ask all of you guys to leave because only the council and the attorney and the mayor. And I'm gonna probably ask Dad to stay. I don't, is that? I just thought maybe there might be some. Wait, it doesn't have to be. Mr. Smiley, hang on.